out the link, guys. Let's get as many eyes in here as possible. You know the link. It's twitch.tv/Halo. Also, make sure you let us know who you think's going to win. Hit us up on social media at ESL Halo. Use that hashtag HCS at HCS as well. We're taking a look at EnVy. All 4 arms crossed. We know what we saw yesterday. Everybody that crosses their arms have won, but you know what? OpTic, they're going to have their arms crossed too, so this is going to be tough.
Yeah, well, what happens when an immovable object gets hit by an unstoppable force, Tom? That's what
You've been waiting on that one. You've been waiting on that one all day.
I just thought of it right now.
Sure.
But it's just one of those ones that fits perfectly here for the situation. Of course, you're watching on your screen some of the previous matchups that we have seen between these two squads in the past. And Snipedown, he's pumped up, he's fired up. He was unhappy with his performance and the team's performance in Atlanta, and they're looking to bounce back, and it all starts right here with their match against this OpTic lineup.
Yep, the finger, the hand, it has been healed. Taking a look at OpTic Gaming now. Yesterday, we saw some great plays out of, in my opinion, Lethal was one of the strongest members on this team, and that's what makes these teams just so darn good, is they're so great individually, but their teamwork is just unreal. It's going to be an absolute bloodbath. Now, keep in mind, I'm looking at the colors right now as the players load up in the lobby. It's going to be OpTic Gaming playing from the red side. EnVy's going to be playing from the blue side. So when we eventually go and take a look at the game types, we may be seeing some teams getting a little bit of an advantage there. Maybe not. We'll see. It looks like the first one from what I'm looking at is going to be Empire on Strongholds. So we haven't seen Empire Strongholds at all this week. I don't think we saw it at all yesterday. And this is going to be the first game type today. Game number 2, Plaza Slayer. CTF Truth game 3, another Plaza. That's going to be game 4, Strongholds. If it goes to game 5, that's what everyone wants to see. Eden Slayer. So not that bad playing from the blue side there, especially if it ends up going to that final game where you can possibly get sniped down to pick up that sniper rifle to start. Maybe it's going to be Mikwin going for that one. Keep in mind, Hook, he's back at full Hook form, playing at a very, very high level. So this is going to be insane Halo. It's going to be a real treat.
Yeah, and speaking of Snipedown and the things he's had to overcome and getting back into it, he is looking at an insane KAD, 2.67, Tom. This is absolutely insane. Generally, you know, if you're watching the show so far, you've seen Royal 2, I think, has been the only other person to make an appearance here with a KAD of more than 2.0. Everyone else sitting around that 1.5 to 1.7 mark. So Snipedown obviously being a huge impact player here for this lineup. Of course, like we said, we already took a look at the game types. Going to be an exciting series. Not many sniper rifles at all, so that's going to be one thing to keep in mind going forward here. How's it going to play out? Or obviously one sniper rifle, but not a lot of game types with that weapon.
Yeah, I think that if we could look back at it, it was game number 2 and game number 5 were the games with sniper rifles in it. So a little bit tough for Snipedown to kind of get that weapon in his hands, but it doesn't matter if he gets it in his hands or not, because he's still playing very well just in general, because I'm seeing a lot of great objective work. I'm also seeing him kind of fill the map in certain areas, but it's going to come down to just outslaying the other team and making sure that you're efficient with the objective, because keep in mind, yesterday we did see EnVy outslaying heavily in game number 1 on Eden Strongholds, and that game was 100 to 88. So that was, or maybe 100 to 84, but definitely way too close for comfort for a team that's maybe outslaying by 10 or 15 kills. So they got to be on top of the objective. They have to make sure that they're communicating and doing the small things. As I said, they've kind of slowed it down a little bit. Empire Strongholds, that's not a game type that you can slow down the communication at all. That kind of comes down to, and these teams have it, you know, pretty much on lockdown, holding your setup as long as possible, avoiding the triple cap if you don't have control, and then making sure that you can eventually go and retake that pit, trying to get that overshield that we're looking at, making sure that you're constantly rotating the spawns. That is the key. Looks like they're not going to take the red base to start here. OpTic Gaming is going to push out immediately, starting this one off with Snipedown point of view. It's going to be Mikwin getting first blood and a really aggressive flank coming around the outside. That's going to be overshield going into the hands of EnVy, and I don't know if OpTic Gaming is going to have a timer on that one. They're just going to have a general idea. Ooh, nice assassination there from Snakebite onto Hook. That means that they're not able to get that reset on the side base. We could have been looking at a potential triple cap here, because now everyone flooding diving in, just trying to take down Snipe Down with that overshield. That's the last 2 players from OpTic Gaming, so very big assassination there from Snakebite, and the overshield kind of gets negated because you don't end up capturing the pit with it, and there's still a camouflage player on the board, and that's Frosty that we're looking at now.
Yeah, Frosty's putting some damage on Pistola, who wisely backs down, tries to take another position. Neither team really focusing on the pit quite yet. They recognize they need to get the slays here, but that's not going to work out for them. 3 dead for OpTic Gaming. Snakebite just comes off spot. He's got 3 members in front of him. They weren't looking at him. He wasn't able to contest in time.
Not able to contest, just as you said, just a sliver away from getting in there. Even if he did get in there, I'm not sure if he would have been able to still get the reset. So many players from EnVy around, like you said, 3 dropped right there for OpTic. They did get split spawns. Now it looks like they're going to try to capture this blue side. Can Mikwin get in there? No, he can't. The beatdown also coming in from Snakebite. That's going to be 3 dead. They're going to trade side bases. Pit still under control by EnVy, but this is looking like a strong start for them. They're, ooh, what a grenade coming in from Snipe Down, laying down right on the blue fan eventually, right where Lethal was going to go. Spawns in over towards the security for OpTic. Curious to see how Snipe Down's going to play this one. He can anchor over here and just kind of set up, or he can get aggressive if they elect to get the numbers and try to capture that side base. But one thing's for sure, you have to pay attention to the pit, and you do not want to let these guys get this pit when you've had control the entire game. It looks like OpTic Game is going to get it right at the right time. Double kill going on for Lethal, and now Overshield's coming up. Camo shortly after that. Overshield was picked up by around 47, I believe.
Yeah, now we see Lethal here contesting blue bases. You've got Pook and friends trying to secure this capture. A missed melee. Nice play here from EnVy. Looks like they will be able to break this triple cap momentarily. Nobody else from OpTic able to contest this side base.
Yeah, and you can see OpTic doesn't have the time on the Ovi, so that's going to allow Pistola to pick that one up. They were watching it. They had the general idea for when it was. Triple cap for OpTic, so that's great, but if they were able to get this overshield, it could have got really ugly for EnVy. This is their one way to kind of stop the bleeding and maybe try to retake control and get some points on the board for themselves. Stick not connecting there for Snakebite. 2 kills going on over to EnVy. Frosty, not sure if he's camo. Looks like he is. Remember, he was the player for OpTic that picked it up last time, so you can assume that he has the time on that, and he does. Pistola shoots him once, takes him out of camo, but 2 slays, 3 slays going on over to OpTic, and now Mikwin was the last guy alive temporarily for EnVy.
Yeah, that was a lot longer of a triple cap than I was anticipating. They traded OS for camo, but Frosty's camo has been on point so far this game, and OpTic still with this triple cap, finally securing blue base. They were never even able to get red, even though they were putting so many resources over there.
That's the key, is avoiding the triple cap. Both of these teams can just go on a huge run because of that. Now you're going to see a pit contest coming in from the sneaky angle that Frosty's trying to take over towards the high pit. Not for long though, because EnVy does have some good numbers and some good aggression coming in. So the pit gets retaken, and that's not that bad for EnVy. Things could have got fairly out of control. They stopped the bleeding pretty quickly. They also went and retook the pit overall, so that's great for them, especially considering where they came from. Now it's just a matter of holding that pit as long as possible. One of the things that they're doing wrong is they're not anchoring one of these bases, and they're kind of just filtering outside. You do have a nice contestation coming in from Ola. Are they going to be able to get that reset? More bodies flying in. Snipe Down gets that reset. Frosty last guy alive here for OpTic, so great job there for EnVy. I would love to see them get out of that turbine area though. Mikwin's in the right spot here. That's the angles that you want to take. You want to spread out. You don't want to just be fish in the barrel right there and leave it too easy for OpTic Gaming to pick you apart. Now you're going to see side bases under control here for OpTic. They want to use this to go and take the pit, so it's just kind of a temporary setup over here. They're not expecting to hold this for so long. They just want to go, use this to get a couple points, avoid EnVy from getting any points, and then go and try to get the power weapons, or excuse me, the power-ups, so then they can go and rotate down towards the pit.
Yeah, and as you can see here, OpTic still able to put points on the board here by holding just the 2 side bases. Finally, we're starting to see EnVy focus more over towards blue base, but they've got players here towards the pit. Snakebite, nice cleanup with Royal 2 to finish off that kill. Finally, EnVy back putting points on the board, but look at that pit. It's being contested now, but it was pretty close, and EnVy, all 4 members alive. Royal 2 is the last guy here for OpTic.
Yeah, curious what happened with Royal 2 on over towards the camouflage and security. It looks like they didn't have a time on that, or maybe someone from EnVy ended up picking that one up. It was weird. It seemed like he was kind of posturing in that general vicinity because he wanted to go and get that, but instead, now EnVy regaining control, and that's a wingman medal going on over to Mikwin. 5 assists in a row without a death. And now we're seeing EnVy pulling this one back. Can they tie it up? Can they take a lead? This is what we're expecting to see this entire series. Typically, when you see a setup coming in from an OpTic Gaming team or an EnVy team, and they also dealt with a triple cap, you're going to see them continue to run away with that one. But we're seeing just how evenly matched these two teams are, about to be tied right at that 55-point mark.
And keep in mind, the team that loses this game is actually going to pick up their very first loss of the Pro League.
Map loss.
Map loss, exactly. So neither team, you know, obviously both undefeated as far as series scores, but also undefeated as far as their map pool.
Yeah, that's for sure. So let's see what happens here with Mikwin. Can he rotate around and contest this pit, or is he just going to decide to give it up? So many players for OpTic in there. There's a grenade flying in there. They do get a couple of kills, but it doesn't seem like they were able to get that contest on the pit. It's going to go right back on over to OpTic. Overshielded camo popping up here soon. I wonder if OpTic's going to use that opportunity to go and capture the pit for themselves.
Yeah, and as you can see here, Frosty back over to that camo. I think, what is that, the third camo Frosty himself is grabbing this game. So we saw what he was able to do with the first two. Very influential with these weapons. Already putting this one to use as well. Mikwin did not see the melee come in. He's hiding, trying to stay alive. Great cleanup here from OpTic Gaming. They're communicating with each other. They're working together. And now they're going to try to recapture this pick.
Yeah, it's important for Frosty to stay alive with this camo. The third one that he's picked up in this game. He's going to drop right onto a grenade. That's Mikwin flying in. He cannot stay alive. Still had plenty of time left on that camo as well, but they are getting a couple slays here for OpTic. Nice contention coming in. The beatdown wasn't enough damage. Hook ends up picking up a double kill out of that. Only one more pistol shot in melee, and they could have turned the tides right there. Something as small as just one pistol shot, Kyle, could eventually determine this game. I mean, they could have reset the pit right there for OpTic and had control, but now EnVy's on the verge of possibly closing this one out. You're only going to have a couple more spawn cycles here if you're OpTic to do something, and Frosty's the last guy alive. He's capturing red base, so that's going to leave a couple of extra points on the board for this triple cap that just came in. Sniped down, I understand where his head was at. He was trying to get in there and contest as long as possible so they could really milk these points, but what's the play here for OpTic? They really need the pit. If they're able to capture the side base, it's not going to really mean much, and eventually EnVy is just going to retake, and then OpTic's going to lose this one. So they have to go for the smart play down here, make their way down towards bottom center. That's exactly what they're doing, but EnVy's aware of that, and they're watching all the angles.
Yeah, and as we can see, EnVy is getting close to closing out this game. EnVy needs to just focus, keep doing what they're doing here. OpTic Gaming has to flood the hill. Hook is on a flank. This might be the best flank we've seen so far. Gets that double. Oh, lethal, but that's 4 dead for OpTic Gaming, and that's all she wrote for game number 1. What an amazing flank by Hoop. That was very close to an overkill potential that we were seeing there. But lethal, obviously playing extremely well, carrying over from yesterday. You were pointing him out a lot. We'll take a look at the stats, break this game down a little bit, but that's OpTic Gaming's very first loss here of the fall season.
Pistola with the 18-9. We're even on his screen that much, but that guy was going off. 17 and 14 there for Snipe Down. Meanwhile, Royal 2 sitting down there at the bottom, the only player not to break double digits. Not very Royal 2-like, but keep in mind, he's kind of one of those guys that plays slow, Kyle. He isn't, you know, a guy on Empire that has the shotgun that he can rely on and kind of crouch off the radar and use that to his advantage. So if you kind of get into his face and make things happen like Hook and the rest of these guys can, then, you know, that's the type of stuff that you may see. So Royal 2, he's going to have to get it going here. Plaza Slayer, one of his strongest game types. I'm expecting him to brush that off, get focused here, maybe see some, you know, typical OpTic Gaming going top gold S4 type of stuff and locking it down. But the way that EnVy was able to stop that triple cap and then come back, take pit for themselves, and continue to run the board is very, very impressive. I was worried once that triple cap came in effect, it lasted for a good maybe 10 to 15 seconds, but they shut it down immediately and pull out the win. Like you said, giving OpTic Gaming their first map loss of the Pro League.
Now, I have a question for you. I believe Snipe Down is still on Boxer, but yet somehow he has the best grenades that we see from anyone. Even in that highlight reel we're looking at, besides the grenade he bounced up off of like the outside by overshield on the wall there, he threw the nade that ricocheted off of Fan and then hit Frosty perfectly for the reversal there. So Snipe Down
he's also one of the luckiest players too. So don't forget about that. That sometimes, you know, it's better to be lucky than good. So you never know. I mean, that was definitely planned, and you could say Lunchbox maybe calculated that one for him, but I like the way that EnVy used great teamwork to overcome the map right there and the positions that they were in. That wasn't a strong, great individual performances, don't get me wrong, but that wasn't an individual carry by anyone at all. That was just great efforts all around, especially Hook down at the pit getting those resets. Love to see some high-level Halo like that, but now we'll see what OpTic Gaming can do to answer. They're playing from the red side, should have the advantage in getting the overshield. Hook, he's doing what blue team should do and jump up on that awning, trying to make his way around. There's the push for the overshield. Looks like that one's going to go on over to Snakebite. First kill and first strike going on over to Envy again. Mikwin picked up the first strike last time. It's going to be Pistola this time around, but yet OpTic Gaming, they are going to respond with 3 kills of their own, still have overshield and also lethal with the sniper rifle. This is an ideal setup for them. Looks like they brought the sniper rifle over towards the tram area and probably are just going to set up in the yard, eventually trying to get a couple of numbers and then push out.
Yeah, we'll see what Lethal's able to do with this weapon. If he can continue that momentum like we were talking about time and time again here from yesterday, he was playing, performing as one of the best members here of OpTic.
Has to shoot that barrel to make sure that he doesn't get taken down and no shield or potentially killed. That player jumps up top gold right when Snakebite ends up dropping down. Overshield has been depleted for Snakebite. He's taking down a no shields. He's going to get a trade there with Pistola. Pistola with the stick. No scopes coming in for Lethal. He's not able to connect with some really crispy BR shots. Fighting a 2-on-1 right now. These guys are taking a while to kill him. Sniped down to Mikwin, missing a couple of shots. That allows his teammates to come in from behind. Frosty and Royal 2. Cleanup duty right there. Great job from Lethal staying alive, and a missed opportunity for Envy. They could have collapsed on that much quicker if they were able to land with those pistol shots. But Lethal, he just stayed alive using the wall, using the battle rifle, laying down maximum damage before he ended up dropping. And now Royal 2, he's going to get the sniper rifle in his hands and try to get something going.
Oh, and a crispy headshot on the Mikwin. You can see him trying to peek around the corner. He will connect on that. And Lethal, yeah, going back to that play, he bought so much time for his team to collapse and put so much damage down on 2 different Envy members. And that's absolutely why you're seeing a 9-5 lead now.
Overshield is popping up. Both teams have the time for this one. You have the advantage with the sniper rifle here if you are Royal 2 and OpTic Gaming. Map position a little bit more in the favor of Envy in my opinion. You do have Hook in a really great spot to pick up a kill and then really distract Royal 2 over here. So it's going to be important for Hook and Snipe Down to distract as the other players push down from Flowers. Nice flank down towards the driveway for Mikwin. He does get caught with a no-scope. Snakebite trying to clean that one up, but Mikwin, a nice pre-grenade predicting where these guys are potentially coming from. And look at how big of a distraction Mikwin was with that flank through the driveway. You got to credit the way that Envy played that one. OpTic Gaming was not suspecting that aggressive push.
No, and Royal 2, he even connected with the body shot on that sniper nose scope there when Mikwin was charging. No one from OpTic was able to finish off of that kill, so Mikwin is doing an amazing job disrupting OpTic's flow.
Frosty's going to pick up a kill on Pistola down towards the dip. Pretty good for them to try to get the sniper rifle here. OpTic Gaming has the numbers advantage. Mikwin going to rip off a face, looking for another one. Gets the body shot onto Frosty. Snakebite not too happy about that one. He was trying to set up for that new weapon popping up, and now he's going to spawn on the other side of the map with Royal 2 over towards the Flowers area. You do see OpTic Gaming has the sniper rifle of their own. Lethal, he ended up grabbing that one and running away. Looks like they're going to split the map. OpTic Gaming over towards the blue side. Mikwin and the rest of Envy gets dropped, though, by Frosty in the perfect shots. They've rotated on over towards the Flowers area. Lethal is going to hit him with the no-scope. Pistola trying to get out of there and save his life to not give up the double kill. Lethal still has plenty of ammo in that sniper rifle. That's the new one. You still do have Mikwin with the old one, so we're going to see a sniper showdown here over towards the glass and Flowers area.
Yeah, and that was a great quick scope by Lethal. He wasn't able to connect on the first 2, although they were very close. And finally, he's starting to warm up here with that as we see a sniper battle. Both players elect just to back down here. Neither one of them wants to lose that one.
Yeah, they're backing down, but they're backing down so they can challenge again. You know, both of them wanted to pull that shot off. Pretty easy angle to hit there. Lethal's going to miss that one. I love the angle that he's taking, and I love that he's jumping back and forth and checking this area out too. I also like that he has another teammate in the vicinity if he ends up dropping or if more people come in to charge there. But the fact that Overshield is coming up, Flowers and Cafe gives you great opportunities and great angles to pinch these guys, especially if you have a player over towards S4. They ended up dropping over towards the posters area, so Frosty got a little bit too aggressive there. If they would have just sat back a little bit, they would have been in a great position. Now Envy gets top center, and they're trying to get that overshield. They know where Lethal's currently sniping at, so they should be able to get in a good position to pick it up, and they do. Pistola grabs that one, and now Lethal caught out of position with the sniper rifle.
Yeah, and he gets cleaned up by Mikwin, who just grabs himself a double kill and that sniper rifle here once again. we will move over on board with him as they are just setting back up here over at Yard and Glass, one of McWin's favorite spots to go here. 18-17 finally. We're seeing a lead change here in this game number 2. Oh, McWin, it just connects on another headshot onto Royal 2. This is why I say this is one of the best snipers that we have here in this league. The way he's able to connect on those shots. Snipedown, he even pointed out that maybe while Snipedown might connect on more uncontested shots, McWin is the guy that is going to hit these no-scopes and these crazy sniper angles all the time.
Yeah, and I just like to point out the kills right now. You have Frosty sitting at 10 kills. That's as much as his entire team combined. So he has half the amount of kills for his team. Meanwhile, McWin sitting at 9, 6, and 3. So he's helped get 15 kills overall with only 3 deaths. That's insane considering they only have 23.
Yeah, and look how slow this game is becoming now. You see another body shot here from McWin is going to force Frosty back, but he's in a great position. Nobody from Envy has these angles here. They are set up. As you see, Pistola gets taken out. 2 members over here towards the Yard. Snipedown's down bottom center by himself. Ola comes off a spawn over towards Nest. This might be the perfect opportunity for them. It even secures McWin the next sniper rifle.
It does, and one of those tough things though when you have that old sniper rifle is you pick it up and you have to reload. So McWin wished that he picked up the sniper rifle, that he could have just ended up going for the no scopes that he's been landing. That's going to transfer on over to Pistola's hands. Let's see what angles Ola likes to take. He's going to go over from dip to cafe and then maybe do the same thing that Lethal was doing, just kind of bouncing back and forth, watching for players to push on out towards the Yard area. But so much aggression from OpTic Gaming, they immediately collapse on these players towards the cafe. Snipedown at least gets 1 trade for it. Can he find another one? Doesn't look like he's going to be able to connect on the stick or the green gun. So OpTic Gaming, they're going to get control of the sniper rifle. Snakebite also grabs the overshield while all of that's happening. So big missed opportunity there for OpTic. That was an opportunity for them to go and just collapse on OpTic Gaming and kind of run away with this game. But instead, OpTic Gaming going to fight right back here. We're all tied up at 30.
Yeah, and this is pretty much exactly what we were hoping for, Tom. An epic game back and forth, especially on a game type like Plaza Slayer. This is where we see lots of big leads and blowouts, even comebacks sometime, depending on who's able to grab control, but rarely do you see a neck-and-neck game where kills are just being traded left and right.
Yeah, and this is going to be huge for Envy if they can pull this one off. Now they have a 1-kill lead. They could go up 2-0 in this series against OpTic Gaming and be 1 game away from closing it out. It would be extremely surprising to see something end that quickly. So we'll see if OpTic Gaming can fight back. Still not necessarily over, even if they do lose this game. We've seen OpTic Gaming pull off reverse sweeps before. We've seen them when they're down bring it back. Totally possible. And only down 2 kills in this game. It's just a matter of time before they go and collapse on these players on towards the cafe. It's going to be Hook. There's 2 players over there versus 3 OpTic Gaming. 4 OpTic Gaming members flying in there. Hook finds 1. Can they still bait and switch? Are you kidding me? All 4 dead. Hook picks up a triple kill.
That's a 4-for-0 trade. What was a 2-kill game is now Envy up by 6 with less than 4 minutes left to play. McWin still with the sniper rifle.
What a huge play from Envy, especially Hook and whoever else was over there baiting and switching. It looks like it was Snipedown. They only had 1 more player shooting from S4. That was a 3-on-4, almost a 2-on-4 situation that OpTic Gaming just floods in, all in the same direction. Nobody flanking, no one going down towards loop, no one going light rifle or top gold. All Yard to cafe. One of the bigger mistakes we've seen from them in quite some time. Completely countered and capitalized on by Envy. And now you see OpTic Gaming, they're so demoralized after that push that they're just flooding in, dying individually. Now they have to reset here. You can see Snakebite crouching off the spawn, probably communicating as the captain to these guys that they need to reset. This game isn't over if they just pick up a couple of kills, but that has to deflate all of the air out of the OpTic Gaming balloon right there. They have not picked up a kill, I don't think, since they all pushed into that general area. Envy just picking them apart, 45-31. This game got out of control so fast.
Yeah, and it looks a lot like game 1, where it's just neck and neck, and all of a sudden, towards the end of that game, Envy was able to pull away. So Frosty, oh, he's not happy about that, shooting McWin's body while down in kills and in the series.
Yeah, that's just weird, man. You're down 15 kills, 16 kills. I mean, do what you can to try to give yourself, you know, some sort of confidence or get hyped up or something. I mean, I know he's having a good game. Frosty dropped 14 overall, 14 and 16, but I'd be laughing at him if he was shooting my body enough if I was up that much.
Yeah, I mean, it would just make me try that much harder. I mean, OpTic Gaming obviously by no means out of this series yet, and that's something we rarely say when a team is down 2-0, especially with 2 convincing victories like that we just saw here. And EnVy taking turns, just going off. Pistola did it last game. Now we're seeing it out of Hook, 19 and 10. So +9 for him, and really we're just seeing so many more assists here coming out of Team EnVyUs than we are seeing for OpTic Gaming.
Yeah, and it's weird because the game just completely collapsed once they all charged in there. It was weird because, you know, you could slow play that one. You have players in blue. I don't understand the philosophy of going and all 4 taking the same angle. That was just really odd to me. Not sure really who made that play call. Not sure if it was them maybe being flustered after being down or what it was, but here it is right there. It was 31-31 at one point, Kyle, and then 50-33 overall. That's just an insane run at the end of the game by EnVy.
It really is, and you know, taking a look at the stats again here, power weapon kills were 7-2 in favor of Team EnVyUs there. So we saw that out of Mikwin, and then Hook himself picked up one as well.
They had sniper rifles on the side of OpTic Gaming. Lethal picked up one.
True.
I know that they picked up at least 3 sniper rifles. So the fact that they only got 2 power weapon kills is not good. And that's why it's great to have 2 amazing snipers on your team. And also Snipe Down, keep in mind, he said it kind of depends on the map, right? Plaza is one of those maps, as you touch base on, that is going to favor a sniper like Mikwin, who loves getting shot at, loves going for the quick scopes, loves going for the no scopes, and doesn't kind of sit back and look for picks. He's kind of pushing up and looking for opportunities. And he had, what, 5 or 6 power weapon kills, more than everybody else in the entire game combined. So a great stat line coming out of Mikwin. CTF Truth, here it comes. Can OpTic Gaming get back into this one, guys? If you want OpTic Gaming to win, throw your OGs and your green walls into the chat room. If you are an EnVy fan, post your EnVy logos in there. Give your support to your favorite team, guys. Starting this one off with Snipe Down. Already getting first strike again. That's the 3rd game in a row now. EnVy's picked off the first kill. Now they're going to pick off 3 in a row. Lethal does get a perfect onto Hook there, so that's going to slow things down just a little bit. Everybody spawning on over towards the bubble. Great boxer grenade coming in from Snipe Down. Doesn't connect the way that he would have liked, but now you're going to see OpTic Gaming come off the respawn and start to push. They do have Mikwin underneath their base. Got to win this fight. Oh, no. That's the momentum swing, potentially for Royal 2 and the rest of the squad. Looks like he was going to go shoot his body right there.
He was shooting his body.
Yeah, and then he ended up dying. So that's just a little weird there. These guys could be a little bit, you know, too invested into this emotionally, and they need to get it going. OpTic Gaming is such a strong team. It's really weird for them, in my opinion, to be shooting bodies while this series is still going on.
Yeah, I mean, generally OpTic Gaming isn't the team to necessarily do that, but as of late, especially from Frosty and Royal 2, we do see that a lot. Normally it's Lethal that's leading that charge here, but we'll see they do need to step this up in order to make those melees and body shooting count here, because the last thing you want to be doing is talking smack to the team that is beating you.
Yeah, and, you know, don't get me wrong, OpTic Gaming, they've won tons of money in Halo 5. Heck, Lethal's what, sitting in the top 5 or one of the most, well, you know, winningest console players. So, you know, it's very maybe easy for them to be like, oh yeah, you know, whatever, we've won more money or something like that. But you know what? EnVy's not even thinking about that. They just want to come out here and say, let's live in the now, guys. We want to be the better team right now. We want to be the better team going in to Atlanta. So we're going to see if OpTic Gaming can come back and start imposing their will as they have in the past. Maybe it's worth shooting the bodies, but to me, it just doesn't seem that way. And now Snipe Down and crew going in for a flagpole. Looking at the slays, they're also out-slaying them too. So very, very even, but still 3 more kills than OpTic Gaming. If that continues to add up every couple of minutes, that's going to be a substantial amount of slays over time. So OpTic's got to get out of their base. They got to get pink control, and this new camo's up, which looks like Pistol is already on top of it.
Oh no, and Frosty didn't see Snipe Down moving across the other side of that wall, so that's another 2 dead here for OpTic. And just as I say that, Snipe Down does get taken out. That new camo was up, so we'll see who was able to grab that one and what kind of plays EnVy is making here now. Since, yeah, let's move over to Pistola.
Yeah, Pistola was the only one in position for that one. It was because Envy had some good map pressure. OpTic Gaming was still inside their base. Interesting challenge there from Pistola. He's going to connect on those last 2 shots. He's going to get that triple kill as well. Overkill is down below if he wants it. Another player pops up in the bubble. This flag is being ran. Interesting route. This one's going to go underneath the base, and it was a very fast route underneath the base. All he has to do is keep his shields right here. He does challenge with his teammate. Snakebite is going to drop right there. Now, ooh, the shields didn't come all the way back up. Very clutch kill from Royal 2. Snipedown does get the beatdown, however. Hook gets a nice kill onto Lethal as well. This flag is still being ran. Frosty doesn't connect on the player that's no shield, so this could be an opportunity here for Envy to get this flag up into the attic. If they can just ground pound this one, it will be cap number 1 going in. Just got to be aware of the counter cap.
Yeah, and just as we say that, that's 1 dead here for Envy. Make that 2, so 4v2 situation. Last 2 members are below the base and Carbine side. Ooh, and I'm glad for OpTic Gaming that nade did not backfire and get a double kill here for Envy. We'll see Hook is pushing back, trying to clear out his own base. Battles Royal 2, both players taking no shields. Hook is not backing down from this, but he's getting some help from bottom center. Royal 2 will not be able to have his shields recharge. Just as I say that, his shields recharge, and McWin was unable to get the extra shot on him, and then they pick up a trade.
Yeah, good trade there from Royal 2. Good distractions overall. Now it's a 2-on-2 scenario. Lethal and Frosty versus Pistola and Snipedown. Flag does get grabbed. However, Frosty going to immediately take down Pistola. Lethal ends up grabbing that distraction medal. Got to be paying attention here if you're both teams. Camo is popping up right about now. So there it is. Lethal on top of it, making his rotation down towards pink 1. However, McWin just swoops down there and grabs it. So great timing there from Alumni. And now that's a missed opportunity for OpTic Gaming. Can Envy end up taking that camo and result a capture out of this? Snakebite, he's going to drop Hook, so that's going to give some sort of numbers on over to OpTic Gaming. They're also pushing over top center and over towards the car side of Envy's base, so Envy going to have to eventually rotate. Great grenade coming in from Lethal, and that is going to be OpTic Gaming getting the slays over towards the pink side. So they clear that out, but they need to get control of that area of the map eventually. Royal 2 just distracting on the other side of the map until that time happens. Perfect shots onto Hook. Royal 2 starting to heat up a little bit.
Yeah, Royal 2 has the shots there, does take out Hook. The good news is that Royal 2 was able to get the camo timing there. So unfortunately, they weren't able to secure that. But now with the next camo coming up, they'll be better set up in position. They were also able to hold off that aggression here from Team EnVyUs and kill the camo players. So this is big. The flag is moving across the map. Once again, nobody in position, it looks like, to stop that one. Sure enough, goes right back in. Now it's a 2v2 situation here. McWin pushing up car side, gets into this 1v1 here with Frosty. Both players electing to just kind of back down, wait for some help here. Now McWin, I don't know if he's expecting this. There's everyone from OpTic coming off spot over in their bubble. However, 2 are dead once again. This is going to be a good opportunity if they can get that flag out of the base here. But OpTic Gaming, they play some of the best defense that we see.
Yeah, McWin's got to rotate around here, and then he finally does. Can he win this 1v1? He does as well. So great plays from McWin. Gets the double kill. Now Lethal's alive over towards the pink side. Is he aware of that? Calling it out to his teammate that he's coming to help. That's going to be Snipedown. Did Snipedown land the melee? He didn't, but Ola's in position to go and help. Great plays from Ola. Great grenade, though, from Snakebite. So this is absolutely crazy. We got a tweet coming in. Jakku West wants to see the 3-0 from EnVyUs. Well, OpTic Gaming, they're trying to stop that from happening. 2-1 right now. Camouflage popping up here any second, and a flag return coming in. There it is. 40 is going to be this next camouflage. And now OpTic Gaming starting to turn the slays in their favor. They also have Royal 2 inside of the Envy base. So if Royal 2 can pick up a kill, the rest of the cavalry for OpTic Gaming is going to fly in. Lethal finds one. You also have the camo guy pinching in as well. Someone needs to overextend right now for Envy to try to get top center, in my opinion. One of the more underrated plays is that everyone likes to sit in their bubble and then try to fight these guys over as they push in. But if you just go around off the spawn and get top center, you can just flank these guys and clear out pink at the same time.
Oh, and I thought Frosty might have been about to do that to Pistola here. But either way, Snakebite still in EnVyUs' base. Got a kill, throwing the flag out. Now he's going to have to pick up a few kills here, but Envy, great communication. Pistola doubles back to the base. Hook sits P1, finishes off the kill on the Snakebite, and now they're going to take camo out of the next play.
Yeah, they'd be crazy to go for this flag if you're Envy. They need to leave this one down, use it to get control, and hope that someone goes for it from OpTic Gaming. Looks like Lethal wants to get that touch desperately. He's slowly but surely moving in there. See, that's all you got to do is wait for these players to go and touch that flag and then regain map control. There's zero reason to go for that flag if you're either team, really. OpTic, they need to pick up a couple more slays before they went and pushed into there. That's going to be Royal 2 getting a double kill, at least helping maintain map control over towards this car side. It seems like he really likes to lock down these bubbles and is doing a really good job of it. Another flag gets pulled, tossed it out towards the pink side. A couple of kills going on over to EnVy. Now they're looking for Royal 2 over there, but Royal 2's rotated over towards top car. This guy has been a monster over towards the bubble. EnVy needs to get him out.
And he is consistently fighting these 2v1 situations and actually coming out ahead and winning them. Kind of absolutely insane. Royal 2 in this bubble reminds me a lot of being on Cave on Coliseum, where he is probably the best player to have in this position.
Yeah, it looks like he wanted to jump up there and try to get a stick, but the melee comes in a little bit too early. Ooh, Hook. We got a Hook sighting in the tweet at the bottom right, and he's also pulling the flag at the same time. Hook, he is your father. Hashtag HCS, hashtag Halo. Keep those tweets coming in, guys. Hook, he's pulling a flag of his own down towards P1. This could get returned, though. You have Lethal there with the camouflage. You also have a flag sitting in front of the OpTic Gaming base. Lethal has camo, so he could be the guy to go and touch this one. He should rotate underneath the base and then go for it so he doesn't appear on the outskirts of the map. Instead, he's going to die and not get the flag touch. Big missed opportunity there for OpTic. However, they do get 3 members for EnVy down. Now Snipedown's the last guy alive. Frosty, his shields haven't recharged quite yet, so he's going to drop as well. Mikwin picking up that one. Now Snakebite's going to fly in and try to take that position. Hook's going to answer back, so just back and forth with the slays. OpTic Gaming with the positioning, though. They've advanced a little bit further on the map. EnVy's still stuck in their base, as they have been kind of for the last minute or two. Royal 2's been adding tons of pressure, and the rest of these guys have been filtering in one after another. Eventually, you're going to have to get on over towards that pink side, but it's just impossible with OpTic constantly in your base running these flags.
Yeah, plus 3 dead. Mikwin was the last guy alive. Snakebite wisely waiting for his shields, but 2 members come off spawn in the base. Now, wow, what a great job staying alive here. They're jumping off each other's heads, trying to dodge these grenades. EnVy gets the flag return, but is that going to be enough here? They've still got all this aggression here for OpTic. Looks like Snipedown able to stay alive with Hook, secure the kills, and now 3 dead for OpTic Gaming.
Yeah, and this flag is sitting down towards the pink side. So if they get the slays over here, you have a player pushing pink 1. This is a flag that they can run. They can touch this and pull this one. 2 dead for OpTic Gaming. There's the flag. It's the Wizard. Pistola, P1 with it. Last guy alive is Frosty. Can he get the kill? He does. Where's he located, though? Looks like he's on the street. Mikwin's going to have to throw a grenade or at least fight this guy, P3. His teammate is going to pull the flag. It looks like EnVy, with 1 minute and 45 seconds left, they're going to tie it up. Royal 2 need to hop on that flag and get the return before EnVy decided to push.
Ooh, and a bunch of players no shields. That's another 2 dead here for OpTic. 1 top center, 1 over card 2. We got Olav coming up to finish off this kill, but great grenade, yeah, from Mikwin. Will finish off that one. So many great battles. Their shots from these players is absolutely insane. That new camo, I think, should have been up. So was anyone able to grab that? We'll use the second observer here to check that out. 2 dead, 4v2 situation.
Yeah, Hook has the camo for EnVy, so Alumni and the players getting in position for that one. 1 minute left. If the game is still tied 2-2 at the 0-0 mark, it is going to be going on over to a 3-minute overtime. Now Hook's going to fly in. Can he connect on a couple grenades? Has 2 frags. Should just be tossing them out, and he does. Great use of the grenades and the camo so far. Could potentially clean both of these guys up. You're right, Kyle. He has the other guy on the ropes over towards the Eli. More help coming in. OpTic Gaming, great job shutting that down. Hook was really pushing and trying to make something happen, but they just shut it down instantly.
Yeah, one thing to keep in mind, 30 seconds left to play in regulation, but there will be an additional 3 minutes here added to the clock if this game goes into overtime and no one's able to capture it. It takes about 15 seconds to move this flag across the map if you're going quickly, and you can do it even
if you're going slow.
That.
Yeah, I mean, you said 15 seconds if you're going quick. I'm thinking 10 seconds if you're going quick.
Yeah, it depends what route you take, if you go P or car, but bottom center, flag the flag with a relay, yeah, you're looking at about 10 seconds or less.
I mean, you may be able to get that over in about 7 seconds. If you are relaying that and toss it from like window to maybe bottom center, Snipedown coming in with the assassination on the Snakebite, you can see OpTic Gaming really wanting to get that flag pull out. It is going to be next flag capture wins. If we do not see a flag capture after the 3 minutes, I believe we go into a full replay there. And we do know that OpTic tends to have the better of the exchanges in terms of when they play the replays. However, EnVy, they are up 2-0 in the series, so they are trying to end this one now. They do not want to go to a replay. They do not want this series to last any longer who is going to be the guy to infiltrate the OpTic Gaming base. Is it going to be Mikwin? He's pushed over top center. You have also Hook top center as well. Can Mikwin get in towards the car area? Looks like he's going to elect to instead just try to help his teammates that were shooting. And he's doing a good job of laying down damage, but eventually OpTic Gaming is going to be able to drop him and advance on the map. So Envy on the back foot here. They got to be careful because Frosty's going to start pushing with that camo.
Ooh, he really wants to stay alive here, but Hook is on the Heinz. His shields have they come back enough. Takes Hook weak. Last two members of Envy, or make that three members are alive. One below the base, one top of the base, one car side here. Now it's 2v2 situation once again. Snipedown pushes out a little bit too early. There will be a double team there. Now this push from Envy. This is what they need to do to get this return. They're flying out P side.
It's
now
a bad area
back
to,
to a 4v2 in favor of Envy. Great grenade,
this is
but
bad.
not enough.
This is bad for OpTic. That is a horrible area to bring the flag right there. They needed to keep it down towards the P side, tossing it out towards bottom center. One, you're not going to go and grab that. Two, if you go and grab that, you're all going to die. And then three, you're not leaving it towards the pink side, which is the area that you need to be doing. So a huge misplay with the flag there. Missed opportunity for OpTic Gaming. Good job for Envy, though. The guys that came off the spawn did exactly what they had to do, prioritize the right target. And now we are looking at the final minute of this game. Envy again at their base. OpTic Gaming has had them trapped there for such a long time this game, but yet they have been able to fight back and get this game tied. Keep in mind, they capped it with about a minute and a half. When you look at the slays, Kyle, they are heavily getting outslayed on the Envy side. Lethal currently sitting at 36 kills, so 4 away from dropping a 40 bomb.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. 50 seconds left here to play. 2 dead. They need to get a couple of these kills and start moving that flag here very shortly. But no, 3 members from Envy are in the base playing that defense, as now we see Hook going out on a flank. Frosty, great job cleaning up that kill. Just 30 seconds left. I think both teams might be just playing a heavy defense here, neither one trying to give up this cap. But no, OpTic Gaming, they're going to be the aggressors here. 2 fly in the window. A flank onto car side here from Lethal. Not even enough ammo in his gun to try to shoot all these players that are appearing on his screen. If he wins this against Hook, no, he's not able to, but that flag is in the window. Can Snakebite put it in? He does.
Wow.
And gosh, how much time was even left in that game?
Had to be a couple of seconds.
15 seconds or less right there. And OpTic Gaming extends the series now 2-1 in favor of Envy. And Envy can't be happy about that one, especially considering they were up 2-1 in that game and then lost in overtime.
No, they were down 2-1, and then OpTic Gaming ended up giving up a capture, so they tied it at 2-2 overall. But, you know, Envy, they kind of got outplayed for the majority of that game. They were trapped inside of their base. OpTic Gaming, in my opinion, deserves to win that game. If Envy wins that game, they would have stole it. They wouldn't have stole the entire series because they outplayed OpTic in the first 2 games. But look at the perfect kills, Kyle. You're going to have 3 for Snakebite, 3 for Royal 2. And then 3 combined for Frosty and Lethal. So twice, pretty much a little bit more than twice the amount of perfect kills coming in for these guys. But you got to give credit where it's due. 38 bomb, really close to 6,000 damage, really close to dropping that 40 bomb. 5 flag grabs for Snakebite. He was the guy at the end to put that flag in as well. So they were doing a great job just controlling the tempo of that game. Got a little out of control in the beginning with a little bit of the body disrespect and things like that, but they elongate the series and do what they got to do to potentially push this to a game number 5, which we have Plaza Strongholds coming up next. And then if it goes to game 5, it is going to be Eden Slayer.
Yeah, in Eden Slayer, game 5 would be an exciting one, that's for sure. But in order to go there, OpTic needs to take this next game type as well. And so far, what are we looking at here between these guys? It is going to be Strongholds Plaza.
Yep, so we saw game number 2, how they were able to run away with it on the side of Envy once they were able to get control. No sniper rifle this time around for Mikwin to be ripping faces off, so they're going to have to do it with rotations, do it with teamwork.
Whoa, we'll see. A lot of spins.
So 13 seconds, that was how much time looked like was left at the end of that one. 15 minutes and 5 seconds long on that game. That is the series layout right there. First 2 games, heavily in Envy's favor. Game number 3, OpTic Gaming. Can they steal the momentum going into this next game type? Playing from the red side, curious to see what the beginning strategy is going to be Are they going to leave the yard open? Are they going to go maybe bottom center and go driveway to try to capture that? Do they send players on over towards the nest area? I'm not sure. So many different routes that you can take in the beginning of Plaza Strongholds. Every team kind of weighs their options and decides what they want to do.
Yeah, but based on that Plaza Slayer, Envy very comfortable on their rotations where they like to set up. Now, Strongholds, of course, is going to play a whole lot differently, but these are the two teams that can set up, get full control, capture all 3 Strongholds, and still spawn kill the other team.
Exactly. And if Frosty is continuing to do Frosty things, if Lethal's continuing to do lethal things, these guys went really big. Royal 2 as well went big. Snakebite, he did the objective. He did what he has to do. These other guys really stepped up that slaying, and that's what they needed to do because they were getting outslayed in game number 1, in game number 2. Royal 2 wasn't getting it together at all. He's really started to pick it up in that CTF Truth game. We saw Frosty. He was doing a lot of good with the camo. Is he going to be the camo guy here for OpTic Gaming? Curious to see what the beginning strats are again. And it looks like, ooh, a team stick coming in. So that is not the strat that they were looking for. I'm not a big fan of sending yard, sending 2 to yard. Stuff can happen, bad things can happen, and that's what happened right there.
Yeah, when you're down 2-1 in the series, that's the last way you want to start the game. And what a great melee here coming out of Pistola, as he should have essentially been taken out there. Mikwin playing some defense here in the yard, picks up a stick. Wait, are you kidding me?
Is that the second? So who got stuck the first time around and betrayed? All right, I'm just glad it wasn't Snakebite, because that would be the worst thing in the world, that you get stuck by a teammate to start the game. Perfect shots from Mikwin. Now they're potentially pushing on this triple cap. You got to watch your back. They're going to be spawning over there towards the tram area, most likely. No, they ended up spawning back wall and pushed on over towards the nest. So a bad rotation coming in for Envy. They could have had the triple cap right there if they would have just anchored that area. Hoop does pick up a double kill. Now they're rotating on over there, but it's just a little bit too late in my opinion. They could have been milking this even harder, and now Mikwin's going to have to drop down and leave the yard area. The triple cap is going to be in effect. Let's see if Mikwin can go in there and make some moves. He has one grenade, should be tossing it around that corner right there, and then taking out the shotgun here if he can. Snakebite, he's caught out in the corner as well. Great BR shots there from Mikwin. Doesn't even have to take out the shotgun, and he's going to be able to now to push in and eventually rotate towards nest. That's going to be the play here. They're all going to be on the back wall, making their way over towards the lift. Yes, that's exactly what's happening. Mikwin doing the right play here. Perfect shots with the battle rifle to start. He's going to drop Frosty. Another player's going to be there. Take out the shotgun if you want. He doesn't need it again. Killing spree for Mikwin, looking so good here in the first minute and a half. 34 points and counting. Where does OpTic Gaming go? They have to stop the bleeding on over towards the yard area. That is a little bit too much aggression for Mikwin, unfortunately for him. He does get caught out in the cafe area, and that allows them to get a little bit of breathing room on the OpTic Gaming side. Here's Snakebite rotating on over towards the nest, but he doesn't have very much help. It's Royal 2 there. A grenade would completely destroy OpTic Gaming, but they live with their lives just a little bit, and now they rotate down towards bottom middle. 3 bodies bottom center. So they end up stealing nest, they end up stealing bottom middle, all because a little bit too much aggression there with the shotgun, and the rest of the players now going to try to take advantage what's in front of them. Camouflage should be there for the grabbing if they want it. They have the numbers, they have the map positioning too. It's just a matter of trying to get a triple cap, because they're going to need to make up some serious time. Kyle, you saw 50 points in the first 2 minutes for Envy.
Yeah, but they're doing a great job of getting that started. Still have a numbers advantage. They try to go for yard and secure themselves a triple cap, but that's going to backfire. As who is that? Snipe down, grabs himself one. Ooh. Oh, what a great job by Royal 2, but Mikwin will be there to finish off the kill with a grenade.
More battle rifle shots coming in. This time it's Hook laying down the damage towards top center. They do capture bottom middle. Now it's going to be OpTic Gaming dropping down there. You do have a player that was sitting over towards the U-turn. He's laying down damage. Snipe down's going to drop as well, so more bodies flying in there for both teams. It looks like a 2-on-2 down towards the bottom middle area. That's going to be the last player alive. Snakebite fighting over towards the soda area. So now it looks like Envy elects to rotate on over towards the nest. I do like that play, but Hook needed someone else to be on the same page. So now Hook's just going to back up, work with his teammates, call for reinforcements. He's going to send 3 players down to kill 1 guy over towards the lift. That reset is going to come in for Lethal, but he's eventually going to lose his life, and they should be able to take this nest.
Yeah, and then it was nice by Snakebite to actually pick up a trade while he's down there with 3 members from Envy chasing him. Still 2 members from Envy. Oh, wow, and somebody comes off spawn over here in yard. It looks like that's Mikwin now. World 2 has a flank, but Mikwin's
like, I'm out of here.
So fast. He doesn't even want to mess around in yard.
Yeah, he's definitely got his Sonic the Hedgehog red shoes on with the white stripe, running extremely fast. Now bottom middle could potentially be taken by OpTic Gaming. If they do, Envy, they're going to be a little bit on the ropes here, but Envy doing the smart thing. They need to get bodies down there. They also get 3 kills in the same time. Frosty's the last guy alive, and he's also caught on a position, no shields. There's the melee coming in. He at least gets a trade. Can they get the nest, though? No one in position to rotate over towards the snipe side, so missed opportunity, and Pistola now realizes he has to be the guy to do that, but while he's doing that, he has to be aware of people eventually pushing towards bottom middle. Runs right past the grenades, getting aggressive, starting to advance on the map towards Snakebite. Also needs to be aware of the camo guy, and I believe that was Frosty who had the camo. What a perfect grenade also from Ola.
And wow, picks up the camo kill, picks up a kill on another player. He was the last guy alive against all 4 members of OpTic Gaming and secured himself 2 kills. Just great heads-up play. 2
huge kills. 2 huge kills. They don't capture bottom middle, though. They do take nest, so that's going to stop the bleeding. Look at the comeback for OpTic Gaming. They were down 50-0. Now it's 64-46 and counting. Envy desperately needs to get down towards this bottom middle stronghold. OpTic Gaming, they're going to take nest, so now they have to leave bottom middle and they have to try to get yard, because eventually they're going to take this nest area. That's exactly what Snakebite's currently doing. It'd be amazing for Envy if they could get Snakebite out of there. They're holding him off just for a little bit, but just a matter of time before OpTic Gaming takes that. Yes, so they have to rotate on over towards the yard as previously mentioned, and now where is the play for Envy? They have one more push here before this game is all tied up.
Yeah, and as we see, Royal 2 trying to work on a little bit of a flank here. He backed down as he saw Hook jump top gold, but Hook pushes into Flowers, and 3 dead for OpTic once again. Frosty needs to win this.
Wow.
Somehow he does.
Wow, and that's huge because now everyone's going to come off spawn. Frosty also drops down and lays some damage onto Snipedown, who was forced to get out of the hill, forced to get out of the stronghold because he had shotgun, and now they're going to call out where Snipedown is as well. So it goes from having 3 dead and Frosty being the last guy alive, all of a sudden to getting the lead. Hook now was the last guy alive, and OpTic Gaming takes complete control. 3 strongholds in their favor. Camo coming up in about 20 seconds as well. So we'll see what happens. Royal 2, last guy alive, bottom center. He's laying down some serious damage. He picks up a double. Not able to get any more, though, so there's staggered spawns coming in for OpTic Gaming. And now Mikwin and crew, they're going to have to reset over here. Keep in mind, Mikwin was the guy that got a little bit aggressive on over towards the cafe area with the shotgun. They do get the nest, they do have bottom middle, that's good for them, but eventually you are going to see OpTic Gaming get aggressive over here. If Lethal's not able to get some help, it's going to be Ola versus Lethal in the 1v1. They have a player S4 as well, but that player dropped, so that's not good for OpTic Gaming. They need to get back up top and start prioritizing this nest.
All right, now we're going to see Frosty versus Pistola here in the hill. Pistola does get a reset. Last shotgun shot from Snakebite will go and finish off that kill. He's getting double team though. Wasn't expecting that. Last 2 members from Envy prevent that capture, and now they're looking to have another lead change if they can pull this off. Bottom mid is being captured as well. Royal 2, what a position to be in. Takes Pistola, no shields, gets down, contests the hill, and once again, OpTic Gaming in control, in prime position to close out this game and send it into a game number 5.
Yeah, so Yard's going to be captured, but you're going to have a trade for Yard for Nest. So good trade there from Lethal. Now Snakebite and the rest of these guys are going to go and push the triple cap while Royal 2 locks down the cafe. And that's virtually game right there. OpTic Gaming most likely going to be able to send this to a game number 5, especially if they don't capture this Yard instantly. They need the Yard now, and they also need people in bottom middle. That's what they're doing, but they only have 1 guy alive, and that's Snipedown. He drops. OpTic Gaming sending this to game 5.
Wow, and every single one of these games so far, with the exception of Plaza Slayer, really have been epically close. That game was close until it looked like OpTic Gaming just kind of ran out of gas after that failed 4-man push into Flowers, or through Flowers into Blue. And we'll take a look at the stats here momentarily, but wow, these guys are stepping up right now. Royal 2, 16, 13, and 11. Snakebite, once again, he's been on top of the leaderboards for quite some time here at 16, 13, and 15.
Yeah, Slays were exactly
6.
even. Slays were exactly even there, so very interesting stat, but got to be worried if you're Envy because you have a 50-0 start. If you say, hey guys, right before the series starts, we're going to be up 2-1, and in game number 4, we're going to be up 50-0. What do you say? They're going to be like, let's do it, let's win the series. You know what, OpTic Gaming, they shut that down immediately once Mikwin pushed in, and they turned the tides of the game faster than anyone really could have expected. I mean, they were looking so good for Envy. They were making the right plays, but OpTic Gaming, they were just a little bit quicker on the rotations. They were a little bit cleaner with their teamwork. Also, on top of the camouflages as well. So they were doing a great job just not giving up in that series, not giving up in that game, and doing what OpTic Gaming does. And we talk about it so often. They win the close games. They somehow pull out the series. Once that halfway point hits in the game, that's when it seems like OpTic Gaming really starts to put it on.
Yeah, now we're looking at going into game number 5. Slayer, Eden between our tied at our #1 teams here. Both teams now have 2 losses to their record.
So they're officially tied again.
They are officially tied again. So after all of that, Envy taking the lead. Now they both tied back up. Obviously, whoever loses this game is going to have their very first loss of the season on their record. And of course, whoever wins will maintain that #1 spot here.
Whoever wins, wins. Whoever loses, loses.
Exactly. Well put, Tom. Very informative.
Very analytical, I know.
Exactly here. So now, Slayer on Eden. We've got lots of weapons. We've got lots of rotations that can be happening. We've seen some teams really excel on this game type. Other teams actually really struggle here. So these are probably our 2 best teams at this game type because they're pretty much the 2 best teams at almost every single game type. Now we're going to see what happens when they finally face off in that game number 5 with tied series. Got the players loading into the game. So if you haven't done it already, make sure you tweet the stream because Envy or OpTic are going to be one of these teams is going to be really upset at the end of today.
Yeah, someone's going to be really happy. Can't wait to see who gets chosen for that post-game interview and what their words are for the other team. Definitely a grudge match. You saw a lot of buy disrespect going on there. There is so much on the line here in terms of confidence for these guys. They want to win this. They want to be #1 in this Pro League. Whoever wins this, most likely going to win the Pro League as well, because just even one loss on your record could determine first and second, and that's what we're seeing here in the Fall Pro League. It's going to be Frosty starting this one off. We do know that a majority of these games, if not all of the games, first strike has gone on over to Envy. We'll see what happens this time around. It's going to be Frosty grabbing the overshield, but he gets dropped. Hook with the first blood this time around.
Yeah, that was a great job by Hook. Amazing grenades to open up this one. So somehow looks like Snipedown's been able to run away with that sniper rifle here. Oh, Frosty barely gets around that corner. Fasola with some great shots here. 2-2, and we will move over here to Snipedown, see what he's got in store for us. As he's being collapsed on by 2 players of OpTic. Nade's taken pretty weak. Wisely decides to back down here, trying to find some new angles. And we'll see if OpTic elects to stay outside or try to flank over here to security. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, so Snipedown has to be aware of these guys pushing out. Now he is, so he's going to take a good angle over here. Has to be aware of any grenades that could potentially fly in. Pretty easy spot to grenade. I love that he has people in security and red platform. That's a dream scenario to have in terms of having the sniper rifle. You feel so confident that you can just watch this outside area, both the fans and that mid-bridge area, and that's exactly what he's doing. So confident now that he's pushing over towards the top catwalk area. Ola, I love that positioning over there. Such a nuisance because you're locking down red platform so they can't push over towards red alley and get into that security area, and you're also distracting and pulling people out like Royal 2 for example and Snakebite. So now Snipedown, he notices that the rotation came in for Ola, and now the rest of the players rotating because of that. So great teamwork right now for Envy. They're just working together perfectly.
Yeah, and look at that. They are collapsing into red base. Royal 2 gets a great melee there, grabs 1 kill. 2v2 situation here. Taking a look at the weapons. Royal 2 with the light rifle, Hydra Launcher, just gets taken out by Mikwin. Snipedown, he's the only one with a weapon on his team. He's rocking the sniper rifle still. Up by 5 kills. They know where he is. They're calling him out still. And now we're seeing some switch of the map here as far as control goes, but Snipedown, he wisely picks off lethal.
Gotta watch out for that overshield. Frosty, Mikwin is coming for you. That's gonna be a catwalk fight that Frosty gets the perfect on. Who's gonna be able to grab the overshield? Hook made them burn it last time. He picks it up this time around. 1 player, no shields in front of him. That's gonna be 2 kills going on over there. Can he hit the, no, the no scope or the quick scope? It was so fast we don't even know what it was. But Snipedown with the amazing plays. Also in position over towards blue base to lock this down and trap everybody inside a security area for OpTic Gaming. What a play from Snipedown.
Ooh, and Snipedown, he lived through that after everything on a killing spree here, and still being a distraction here for OpTic, putting out so much damage, collapsing on the lethal, and whoever else that was hiding Frosty, it looks like, in the base. Ooh, I don't even know what that was. Oh my, Snipedown hits the EMP or the plasma pistol shot there, and now they are just keeping up with this aggression, collapsing on OpTic once again. Snipedown picks up a trade, but that's 2 dead for Envy here. And just as I say that, 3 dead now for OpTic. Mikwin picks himself up a double kill. And 22-10, this game number 5 is quickly getting out of control here for for OpTic Gaming.
You know what's impressive? Well, first of all, Snipedown doing great things, but Mikwin, the guy with the sniper rifle right now, before he hit that shot, now he's 8-5-3. He was 7-5-3. Kyle, he also hasn't picked up any overshield. He also hasn't picked up any weapons yet. So that was a little bit of a misplay right there. Not sure what he was doing with his head down in that instance. That's going to give 2 free kills on over to OpTic. You have a nice flank here coming in from Snipedown. I don't know if they heard him drop right there. They didn't. So Snakebite, he's going to fly in there. Should be an easy 4 shot there for Snipedown. He does it in 5, and he's also aware of where Frosty's at, getting the hit markers. Playing phenomenal right now. Snipedown and Mikwin doing it big. Mikwin picks up a kill. Snipedown picks up another one. These guys are just going off. Great teamwork as well. You do have Ola coming in with the flank over towards blue security. Lethal eventually drops. And then that's going to be another kill and the Top Gun medal and sniper rifle going on over to Snipedown. Dream scenario here for EnVy. They cannot let this one get away. Virtually the same thing that they were doing before. They were up 50-0 in the previous game. They lost that one, I believe, 100-64. So 31-16 lead here with control. They have to close this one out.
Yeah, and look at the kill feed there. Mikwin grabs himself another double kill, consistently being able to pick up these kills without even Snipedown being the one to put that damage out with the sniper rifle here. They just killed all 4 members of OpTic Gaming without sniping a single one. Essentially, it was a 3v4 killing all 4 of them.
Yeah, and Snipedown sitting at 10-1. That is a beautiful stat line in a game number 5. This guy is not missing with the sniper rifle. Just kind of brings me back over towards that outside rocket box area for the guy that was sitting over towards the blue lip, just getting his face ripped off. Now the game's slowing down, and that's what OpTic Gaming should have been doing for quite some time. Overshield's not for another minute here, but you cannot afford to give up any more deaths. As soon as that hits that 40 mark, you don't want to be sitting at 40-18. That is just not acceptable for an OpTic Gaming team that has just been so dominant in Halo 5.
And 3 dead for OpTic once again. This is quickly looking like lights out for them. 39-19. Like we said, down by 20 kills. And Snipedown still with that sniper rifle, still picking up kills. Finally there. Snakebite will pick up that one. And this is their last opportunity. They need to go absolutely insane and cut down on all of their deaths if they can do anything here to get back into this one. They're trying to chase down EnVy, but they just can't even catch them. They're moving so quickly. Snakebite gets that body shot, can't even finish off Hook, and no one else from his team in position there. Frosty, as he charges into the base, he gets into a 1v1 and loses to Snipedown. So this is not what you need to have happen. It's going to leave Snakebite to get collapsed on from 3 members here. And Tom, I don't know if there's anything left.
Even if OpTic Gaming, if every member, if all 4 members went on their own killing spree right now, they would still be down a kill. That's just ridiculous. They have to do it. Maybe Lethal's the guy that drops the killing frenzy or something. He just ripped off a couple of people's faces. But at this point, it's just amount of how many kills can you get to try to keep your respect levels up, because EnVy, they are closing in. They smell blood in the water. And OpTic Gaming, they are on the ropes more so than we have ever seen them in a game number 5.
Yeah, Frosty's, he's outside. He's getting chased. There are 2 snipers here over for OpTic Gaming. So if there's ever been a team that can do it, it is this roster here right now. But no, the great collapse. Lethal looks away. No one else from OpTic Gaming covering in time. And this 2-2 split here, 2 security, 2 outside for EnVy is perfect. What they needed here to break this setup of 2 snipers for OpTic.
Yeah, and you can see great shots coming in from Frosty, great shots coming in from Lethal, but it doesn't matter. It's about the teamwork. It's about Snipedown and Mikwin going huge. 50-28 steak dinner for EnVy.
Yeah, very convincing win. We almost saw it was a 3-0. OpTic Gaming not going down without a fight. They bring it back, send it all the way to a game number 5, but Eden Slayer did not work out in their favor.
16-2. For Snipedown, positive 14 in a game number 5. Mikwin, he did it big with the assists as well, 16, 12, and 10. Meanwhile, Royal 2 had a slow game number 1, having a slow game number 5 here. Unfortunately for them, they were not able to pick up any of the weapons. Curious to see how many power weapon kills were in the favor of EnVy. It was 7-3, a lot of those coming at the very end of the game when it was completely out of control for OpTic anyway. 6 sniper rifle kills for Snipedown, and I think we saw all of them.
Not even that. Look at the accuracy. All 4 members of EnVy breaking 60% accuracy in that game. And yeah, there was just some monstrous Game 5 performances, namely from Snipedown here. He put on basically a montage this game. 16-2 is no easy thing to do in any game type against any team, and he just did it against OpTic.
In a game number 5, so impressive. I mean, look at that score, 40-19. They just had to charge because they couldn't lose. They were collapsing on OpTic Gaming. Even when OpTic Gaming had the double sniper rifles, you saw great baiting and switching coming outside.